Hi everybody, Robin here, and welcome back to Toadstool Tarot. Please subscribe if you aren't already. I was thinking about my 5 working decks. Now, I'm looking at the ones that I'm most currently working with and most consistently working with. You might have a lot more than 5, but unless you're carrying them around in a wheelbarrow, they won't fit in your shoulder bag. So I would suggest, what are your 5 top working decks? Mine start with 2 of my own. And the reason I chose 2, I have a top favorite of my own, but the 2 happen to fit in one box, so why not? And I do sort of pair them and work with them together often, even though they weren't necessarily meant to be that way. One is a Majors Only deck, the other's a Lenormand deck. And they actually do work well. I do a 3-card spread, 1 row on the top of the tarot, 1 row on the bottom of the Lenormand, and I look at them separately and together and how they interact like a little tableau. The one on the top, of course, is my open face tarot, which I've showed and shared many times before, but it always seems to give me the answers that I need and always provides some sense of comfort, reassurance, direction. It's what works for me. The second one is Little Norman's Lenormand. Now this one's not a typical Lenormand. It's got all the labeling and all the symbols, but it also has a little character going through each card, which I like. I like to see somebody going through some sort of actions or activities or in relation to the symbols on Lenormand cards, which we don't normally get, but somehow this helps me tell a story better when there's a figure in it. Even if it's not the main figure, it's the same figure, and the symbol is where the emphasis is. But how do we relate to those symbols? We have a figure in the card. They can relate to the symbol specifically in a certain way, and with a certain attitude and a certain perspective. Number 3, I wanted something mysterious, full of mystique, very esoteric. And I have this, my favorite pip deck. It's called the Manuscript of Initiations. It's antique-y looking. It's made up from bits and pieces from the marginalia of medieval manuscripts. Each card is well labeled so that I can read it regardless of my intuition in the imagery. But I do find that as I linger on cards, elements from the imagery do intuitively tweak my sensibilities and help me with the reading. It feels ancient, it feels antique, it feels like a mystery secreted only unto me, and I enjoy that. I feel I need that mystery element in my tarot study. Number 4, there's no doubt about it. I kind of feel like everybody in their top 5 needs a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It's just, you know, like carrying a Bible or a dictionary. It's something in a familiar language with which to easily relate to others, particularly studying tarot or newcomers. I keep it in a little bag. Actually, I don't have a specific one that any RWS will do. I have a favorite that's kind of large that I sort of treasure and keep at home. I have 2 or 3 small ones that might fit in my bag. There's one, of course, one of the favorites is the Smith-Waite Centennial in a tin. Is perfect for everybody, I think. Then I also have slightly different size. It's more like playing card size. The CS Tarot with the crackle back. Now, I had an earlier version of this that had blue on the corners, and the blue never set right with me, so I ordered another copy that I found that just has that beautiful crackle eggshell back. And these are quite nice. They work really well. Ah, there's my significator. But I switch it out. Sometimes I use that in my bag. I like that I can fit it in a little drawstring satin bag and fit it in my shoulder bag. But an even smaller, more portable bag version is this one. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite, and this had white borders, and I actually trimmed them. So it's even smaller. It's kind of a mini deck. Takes up the least amount of space with the most identifiable imagery and bright, cheery colors. It works for me. But like I said, any RWS would fit in this category. I'm not specific, you know, I wouldn't say only this one. In fact, I have others I actually prefer the line and color work on. But for size and portability and just to have the vocabulary always with me in my bag, I've got this one as in my top 5. What did I call this? Top 5 workables? Working top 5. Working top 5 tarot? Something like that. You'll see it. Last but not least, I have an oracle deck. Surprise, surprise, I'm not into oracles at all. And this might change over time, but at the moment, it's very strong for me. It's in a the largest box, you know, of all the ones I've got here. It's tarot size. It's not, you know, oversized oracle or anything. But it's got a really nice color and scheme to it, and the keywords, most importantly, work really well for me. It's called Between Worlds. It's not to be confused with Between the Worlds. That's a different deck. This one I think might be out of print now, and I hope it comes back. It's a bird-themed oracle deck, but I love the palette, I love the decoration, and I love specifically the keywords on the cards, which are most meaningful to me. In fact, the imagery, as beautiful as it is, for me, takes a back seat to what these keywords are and what they communicate to me. So this is a particularly important deck to me at the moment. So those are my top 5, my my working top 5 decks. And I'm curious, if you had to reduce yours to 5, if you could share them and explain why each one of them is in your top 5. There's probably a reason more than just, I like the look of it, or it appeals to me. There's something deeper than that probably for it to have gotten into your top 5. And I'd love to know about that, so please communicate the details. And thanks for stopping in and having a look with me. And I hope to see what you've got to share. Bye.